Hey, Southern Male here. How you boys doing tonight? Now we're going to talk a little bit about respect. You often hear women say that men don't show them any respect. This is somewhat true. Today's males, for the most part, have been raised in an environment much different than the generations of the past. Many young men today have been raised in single-parent households. Some, not all of these households, have led these men to take on more feminine traits. All too often they live their lives with these learned traits in direct conflict with their basic natural instinct. These younger men have grown up in a world that stresses women aren't equal to men. So why would females think they should automatically be given respect when men do not automatically give respect to other men? Even more often, women confuse courtesy and manners as respect. I'll often, show courtesy to some cock carousel riding slut, but I have zero respect for her. I'll show her courtesy out of respect for the people that raised me to have manners. It has little to nothing to do with her. Respect is not demanded, but true respect is commanded by one's actions. A male, by nature, will look at another man and begin to go down a checklist. Does he have the traits that earns my respect? Let's start off with appearance. Well, men don't care if somebody's a 10 in appearance, okay? If they claim they're a biker or a businessman, a rancher, a farmer, do they project not only who they are, but also who they're striving to be? With men, what we do and what we're striving to become makes up a large part of our personhood. Men use this as a way of answering that primal question, what tribe do you belong to? It's during that first contact with them that a man evaluates who they're dealing with. If in a brief encounter he learns that this man's boots are well worn, his hands are hardened from years of hard labor, his eyes are squinted from working in the sun, then a man would think this is not a pretend urban cowboy. He seems to be the real deal. This will cause a man to give that person some respect points for projecting honestly to the world. This is me. This is who I am. Women, on the other hand, want to dress and act like a whore, and then get offended when a man approaches her as if she was a whore. This is the tribe she's projecting her membership of, or at least what she's striving to be. On the flip side of the coin, if a woman wants to dress like a whore and then claim to be a lady, she winds up in neither of those tribes. She's moved into the lowest level on the tribal ladder, that phony lying piece of shit tribe, and she's due no respect. Next, a man will look at a man's physical condition. Being in great shape says that a person has the discipline to take care of themselves, and that's a sign of self-respect, and earns more respect points. Being out of shape, overweight, causes a man to view that person as undisciplined, lazy, and lacking self-respect, thus losing respect. On a side note about being overweight, I gotta tell you, this fat acceptance thing that women are pushing, I can't see it really ever catching on. I mean, I know there's guys out there that are into land whales, but I gotta tell you guys, honestly, seeing a 400-pound woman naked would put me into full monk mode for life. I mean, enough said. Okay, let me get back on topic here. The next thing a man will look at, and this is more learned, is the personal traits. A man's personal traits is something you learn over time. Is he an honest man? Is he a man that'll tell you the truth even at the risk of pissing you off? Would he have your back in a fight? Is he the kind of man that other men go to for business and personal advice? Is he a man that could stand up for a friend even if someone was disrespecting him, even if the friend was not there? The more yes answers you have about a man's traits, the more favorably you're going to see him and the more respect you're going to give him. By a male's very nature, respect is earned, not given. So why would women think that, they're automatically going to be given respect and not held to the same standards? They claim they wanted to be treated equally. That is what their gender is striving for. And now that they're being given it, they complain. My question to females then becomes, do you want to be treated as our equal or as a weaker sex? You can't have it both ways. A good course of action for a man is to do your best to always show courtesy to others, including women. This is the statement about you, who you are. A woman will see it as a positive trait if you're seeking her approval. That's not to say that you are seeking any validation from the females. What you're really doing is showing people in general that you're the kind of person that they would like to know better and be more like. As MGTOW, we more than most men understand that we can display courtesy toward others and really not have a lick of respect for them. We do it for our own self-validation or self-respect. You really start finding your true freedom when you drop the anger and you begin living for yourself. You start you self-validate your life as you set goals and meet them. You self-validate your life as you enjoy your hobbies without being nagged at by some woman. You self-validate your life when you spend time with old friends and making new ones. You self-validate your life as you help a fellow man push through the rage and into a better life. Your validation comes from within yourself, as you become the kind of man that by his actions commands respect of others. Women by their nature are very disrespectful to other women. You can see this in any gathering of women. If one goes to the bathroom, they have just become the topic of conversation for the rest of the hens. Could be why that women like to go to the restroom in a group. That way they know the rest of the group won't be bad-mouthing them. How many times have you heard a woman say that she really doesn't have any close female friends? This is, for the most part, very true. They know their own nature. They understand the truth that women view other women as competition. About the only reason they really have so-called friends is to show off status and be part of a collective. Here again, this is part of their basic instinctual nature. So when you look at the relationships between men and women, you find males being polite to females, mainly to curry favor from the female. Here you walk in a tightrope. Too friendly and polite, you at best end up in the friend zone and used as a tool. Not friendly enough or not polite enough, you're deemed an asshole and rejected. Do today's modern women have respect for the average man? And in a word, no. They see men as easy to control and weak because they can be drugged back into a female world of feelings, emotions by shaming us. We do not function well in that world. A male's world is facts, reason, and logic. Those are the building blocks of our truth. MGTOW as a movement is best served when we speak our truth clearly, calmly, without anger. Do remember that when you're speaking to a female, to keep your truth simple. She, by her very nature, does not function well in the world of facts, reasons, and logic. Most importantly, don't allow her to draw you into a verbal attack. That's what she's trying to do. You're a man. You're larger, you're stronger, you're smarter than she is. Don't play her childish games. Instead, remind them that they've voluntarily entered into a man's space. And here they will either deal in facts, reasons, and logic in a civil discourse, or they will be ignored. And if that doesn't work, gentlemen, just end the conversation by saying, ma'am, I've really lost all respect for you. So why don't we just part as friends and agree to disagree? You have a nice day. That's the simplest way. Hope you boys enjoyed this. Talk to you later. Sorry about the background noise. I had to go back to using this old microphone. And I've got to get a new one on order because this thing's a piece of junk. You guys have a good one. Talk to you later.